Hey guys, Blackhawk Thunder here, and I know I'm a bit late on making this video, actually about 3 weeks late, but I've had a lot of things going on. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about Evolve, the Order 1886, and a few things I'll throw in about a couple of other games. So first off, in Evolve, the thing I'd like to talk about obviously is the DLC controversy surrounding it. And according to an article at Polygon, there's a couple other sites that cover this too, but I'll put the Polygon article in the description. There's over $130 of DLC not included in the Evolve Seasons Pass. So just to break down those items, there's 44 items on this store, ranging anywhere from $199 to $699. 24 skins at $199, 9 skins at $299, and the individual prices of all those come to $74.67. There's also bundles with some of these other stuff where you can save on, of course. There's 8 for $4.99 and 3 for $6.99. That comes to, with the bundles, a total of $60.89. Now keep in mind, these are not all individual, all 44 items are not completely separate items. The bundles, of course, just include the other items, but the total different items or things that you can purchase for Evolve, there are 44. And all this is not covered in the Hunter Seasons Pass, which is $25 extra, which includes 3 skins and 4 hunters. The hunters are $7.49 each if you buy them outside the Seasons Pass. And of course, they're gonna update. They do give you free maps for all the players. Doesn't matter if you're a Seasons Pass holder or not. But then on top of that, they have an additional Seasons Pass, which I believe is $15, and that's the Monster Seasons Pass, and that includes like a few more monsters or skins and stuff. So anyways, this is of course a big controversy. I mean, it's not the only game to do this, but it definitely has generated a big storm. But you know, I found a video that Total Biscuit did, and he addresses this and states that people are making a much bigger deal about this than they should. And I actually partially agree with him. I'll leave the link to that video in the description. You should really go check it out. But basically what he said is that we have to keep in mind that, you know, for example, the art team, which they're the ones that do all these cosmetic features, because all the DLC is cosmetic. So they, while the game is undergoing its last cycles of development, the art team, they've already finished their job. They're just sitting around, not doing anything. So of course, you know, they could fire them or just let them go or something, which would be a really bad job because it would be fairly insecure. Or they can have them work on something. And this is what they had them work on basically, is the cosmetic features. Of course, the skins and everything, they're really not that impressive. And to tell you the truth, they are definitely overpriced. I think maybe something like 50 cents a piece, or maybe $1, but $2 just for a simple, like, changing the color of your gun from like black to blue or something like that. It's quite a ripoff. But anyways, what I would like to propose is the bigger deal about this game is not the DLC, but it's the actual game itself. Like, is this game like worth $60 on its own? And I would say it's not. And I've watched several reviews, and everybody's got a fairly good opinion. I mean, the game itself, asymmetrical gameplay, the way it executes that is very good. But for the most part, it is there's not much variation in the gameplay, and it doesn't have much variety to offer. So I don't think it's worth $60. But it's definitely something to pick up at a lower price, maybe like $30 or somewhere around there. So anyways, but the developers, what they said about this, they said that the $60 retail copy of the game was not enough, or is not enough for them to, you know, make the profits to be able to support the families that are working on, members of the families that are working on developing this game. So what I would say is, if this is true and the $60 is not enough, and they have to do all this DLC in order to actually make a profit off of this game, in order, you know, so they can actually continue producing games. If that is true, I would like to question, like, what is the future of the gaming industry going to be like? Like, if we, you know, if they have to do this with other games, what changes going to have to be made? What changes have to be made to be able to continue making games, and for both the consumer and the developer to be happy. And would we have to raise games from a $60 retail copy to $80, or would we just have to have all this DLC? I mean, what is the case? I mean, honestly, I believe that game. I'm kind of wondering like why it took them so long, and with the amount that's in the game, I don't see why it would have cost them so much. Why they're not making a profit off on it. They should have been able to make that game in like half the time, or maybe not half the time, but it should have been easily profitable at just a $60 retail copy. But anyways, so hopefully, I mean, DLC is becoming a very common thing in the gaming industry nowadays, and it'll probably go on that way. But I don't know what's going to go on if other developers are going to be saying the same thing, like we can't support our developers with only a $60 retail copy or what. But anyways, so the next topic is the Order 1886. So of course there's some very mixed reviews of it. Yeah, you can go check out some reviews. By the way, on both Evolve and the Order 1886, Angry Joe, of course, he's got a couple reviews up on those. So yeah, I would go check those out. I agree with him for the most part on it, but there's some things that I would definitely would disagree a slight bit on. But anyways, so basically when it came out and I saw stuff of it, the one thing that I was afraid of it, like after seeing gameplay of it early before it released and everything, was the camera seemed a bit too tight, a bit too close into the player. And that turned out being the case. That was probably my biggest concern with the gameplay. Other than that, it looked pretty good. But I won't say too much else about the gameplay and talking about the game. You can go watch reviews to find out about that. But yeah, anyways, it's a very good looking game. Some people say it's even looks better than some PC games, like 90% of PC games. So, but that's just about the biggest thing that it offers. It's definitely not worth $60, but definitely pick it up at a lower price, and it will get a sequel. And of course, the game does not have multiplayer, and it sounds like Ready at Dawn are going to put that in the sequel. Now, Ready at Dawn, of course, this is their first independent game that they've done all by themselves. Before, they were just a collaborative developer on like a few of the God of War games, Okami, and like a Daxter game. So, anyways. Well, that just about wraps it up for that. But first, I'm going to mention some other stuff that came up in recent news. The Batman Arkham Knight has received an M rating, and I know some people were slightly disappointed about it, but hey, I think it's good. Developers said they want to make the game that they want to make, and taking anything out could hurt that experience. So they were okay with getting an M-rated game, and I approve of that. Developers should not be swayed by what any other board or something says. Like they should make whatever game they want to make. That's where the idea of the game comes from, and without the developers doing that, I don't know, it's just part of the creative process. So, but and then we got Metal Gear and Mad Max. They both got a release date, September 1st. I was looking forward to Metal Gear maybe like August 1st or something like that, or maybe mid-July, but that's fine. Mad Max, I was expecting it to come out in May too, but it came out later. I suppose that's fine. But anyways, with Mad Max though, they cut the last gen versions, the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions of the game, and I definitely think that is a good choice, and other developers should follow suit with that, because last gen consoles are just holding those games back. And Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, is still supposedly coming out on last gen consoles as well, but it looks fabulous on the next gen consoles, or the current gen consoles I should say. And I know at least on the PS4 it's going to be running supposedly at 1080p 60 frames a second. So that is good. Anyways, so that just about wraps it up for this video. And I was going to do an Apotheon first impressions video, you might have realized that didn't come up because I went through a take on it the first time and my mic audio was not recording. So I may redo it, but it's kind of late, so you might not see that, but I might do it. And although we're all already a ways into 2015, I may do a top 10 anticipated games list. Although Dying Light and Order 1886 were in my top 10 list, I still think I can put a few of those in there to fill up those spots and still get 10 games. So anyways, that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the description about any of this, Evolve, Order 1886, or any of the other stuff I mentioned. And yeah, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Oh, and by the way, I used Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes because the Phantom Pain is actually, at the moment, my most anticipated game of 2015. And here, just in case you have the game and you're struggling with this, this is how to get an S rank on classified Intel acquisition.